What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Screw Toy action figure review. And today we'll be looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Justice League Zack Snyder cut Superman. And that was a mouthful. So straight up already, I took this figure out the packaging. I did put him back in for this review. I played around with him just a little bit, and what I already experienced from this figure, I'm not a big fan of, but I don't want to spoil too much. Now, getting a quick look at all the accessories he does come with, this is everything. As I said in the other previous reviews of the DC Multiverse Justice League that I reviewed a couple days ago, the Steppenwolf, Darkseid, and Batman, my biggest complaint out of all of them was the lack of accessories, as most McFarlane toys do lack accessories, man. And this is no exception. He comes with a trading card, which I have no idea why McFarlane Toys does this. This is very annoying. I'd rather have interchangeable hands and interchangeable heads. But here's a close-up of the picture. It is from the Justice League movie by Zack Snyder. It came out earlier this year. And it is in black and white for some odd reason. Maybe because he wore the black and gray costume in the movie, and maybe he just turned it black and gray. So if you get the red variant, which is the Target exclusive, it would make sense. I don't know why he did this, but if you want to read it on the back, here it is. And yeah, man, I guess if you collect these are nice. And he does come with a flight stand. As you know, if you do collect DC Multiverse or McFarlane Toy DC Multiverse, they do usually come with a black stand. It's just a plain black DC stand with a little peg that sticks out, but this does come with a flight stand, which I actually do like. Do like that he comes with this. Hasbro, Marvel Legends, take note. Your characters that fly should always come with a flight stand. But it is just a clear stand, translucent stand with DC embossed into there. It does have a clamp. It just hinges up and down and opens as so, and that's about it. There's no real other things you can really do it, just up and down. I wish it could turn side to side, but it doesn't. It is pretty easy to assemble. You just slide this until it clicks and you have a flight stand. And here is to figure out the packaging. And just straight up, man, this does not look like Henry Cavill, however you say his last name. Henry Cavill. I'm not even going to try. This does not look like the actor that plays Superman in the Justice League movies. Straight up, man, the likeness is not there whatsoever. I don't know what they were thinking. I know McFarlane Toys is a newer company, and I'm not sure if they have the face print down, but yeah, that's definitely not Henry Cavill at all. There's other little things that are kind of weird. The articulation is kind of wonky. The proportions are a little weird. It's just a lot of little things that add up that I don't like. But yeah, let's get a closer look at this figure and get him off the rotating base. And here we have the figure up close and personal. As you can see, man, like I said earlier, the likeness is definitely not there. And some figures, the likeness is usually never not there, but in certain angles you can kind of see the likeness. This is not the case with this figure. I did send a couple pictures to my stepdad, as this is his figure. If you follow my channel, the last previous reviews that I did were on Darkseid, Steppenwolf, and Batman from this wave, and he let me borrow them to review them for y'all. And the Batman was okay. His likeness was there, but he did have a mask. If you have the variant Batman, he does come with an unmasked head, and that definitely does not look like Ben Affleck. Same thing with this figure, man. Yeah, the likeness is not there, but it's a good head sculpt overall. Like I said, I sent a picture to my stepdad, and he said it kind of reminds him more of a comic book version of Superman. Well, the head sculpt at least. And I agree. It looks a little more cartoony, a little bit more animated than realistic. But it's a decent head sculpt overall. I mean, it's not a movie real likeness head sculpt, but good head sculpt overall. As you can see, he has those. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Blue. Oh, those are green eyes in there. Yeah, he has green eyes. Nice black hair, brown or blackish hair. No real paint to kind of break it up. It just kind of looks like a plastic piece, which is very unfortunate. Skin tone, maybe a little too pale. Even if I darken things up here with my lights, you can see that it is a little too pale. Not too bad. But yeah, man, you can see the head sculpt right there. What I do really like about this figure is the body. As you can see, all around is very nicely textured. Very, very vibrant colors. As you can see the emblem here in the middle. Its logo. Very nice colors, man. As you can see that. I feel like that's what really saves this figure is the sculpt and paint on this, man. As you can see, it's a very metallic blue and red and gold in there. Even on the belt, you can see some of those gold accents in there. Moving down to the legs, you can see his boots. Again, also textured. Very nice. If you watched my last review on the Batman, you saw that I was a fan of his cape. So I bring him in here real quick. His is a soft, pliable plastic, really soft, really soft. That's not the case with Superman over here. It's a very stiff and heavy cape, man, which makes him really hard to stand when you're trying to pose him certain ways. But nice sculpt overall. It could have had some texture on there. As you can see, kind of doesn't really have anything. It's just like a flat, hard plastic. You can kind of see how it bunches up here at the bottom. That's like, you know, make it seem like it's bunching up here at the bottom. And then the inside, just not a fan on the way they sculpted this and the plastic they went with. It's really heavy, really thick, not really pliable. It's just gets in the way a little bit, but as you can see underneath it, you can see the metallic blue go on, the gold, his butt, his legs, not much here at the bottom. Yeah, man. Good looking sculpt in the body. Again, it's just a face that really ruins this figure for me. But yeah, man, looks pretty good. His hands. I feel like this hand is kind of looks chunky, fat. Like he has a puffy hand. Just a real fat hand. Doesn't look proportioned to his body. His fist. Yeah, man. Let's get a closer look at his articulation, and then we'll get some comparisons. Getting a close-up look at this guy's articulation, he is lacking some, man, that just wish that was there. He can look up that much, which is a fair amount. I wish he can look up just a tiny bit more, just like a tiny bit more. I feel like that would be a lot better. The weird thing I don't like about this figure is that his neck is kind of angled this way, so he always looks like he's a little hunchback, which I don't really like that, man. It just always looks like he's hunchback. I don't know why they didn't do his neck straight up instead of at an angle, which, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. He can look down just that much, which is okay. His head is on a dumbbell joint, so he can have great head pivot. He can tilt this way, and he can tilt this way, which is a good amount. His arms are, I don't like the way they set up the arms either. They put them on a weird hinge, and I hate that you can see that big old gap right there. Don't like that at all, but he can move his arm that much up, which is a good amount. But then you can kind of see that the sculpting ends right there, and yeah, don't really care for that either. So he can hit a T-pose if you like. Very high T-pose. So that's pretty good. He does not, actually he does. I'm sorry, I lied. He has an upper bicep swivel, which is very stiff, and when you turn it, it kind of starts looking kind of weird, man. Yeah, it's just the way that they sculpted that and set that up. Don't really care for that either. He does have double jointed elbows, are very tight. You can bend in all the way. His hands are on ball joints, so they do rotate and hinge up and down, or side to side, depending on how you have that ball peg configured. He does have butterfly joints, but no real movement out of those. He'll just get a little bit of shifting back, a little bit inwards, and that's about it. So not the greatest. He does have an upper diaphragm cut, so you can tilt this much this way, that much that way. You can crunch that much forward with just that upper diaphragm cut and that much back. But he does have a ball jointed waist, so with those two together, he can bend that much back, which is still not much. He can bend in that much forward, which is none at all, which is a little unfortunate. He can tilt that much to the side with that, and that much to that side, which is none. So this torso is not the greatest, unlike Batman. He had a lot of range of motion, a lot more than this. Not much, but a lot more than this. He does have a rubber overlay over his crotch. Well, no. Nope, that is not a rubber overlay. That is hard plastic. Unlike Batman, it was a softer rubber plastic, as you can see. This one is a hard plastic. Don't know why they went that route, but they did. He can kick this much forward and this much back, which is not much. Turn things up a little bit. Yeah, which is not much. He can kick this much outward. Again, not much. His legs are on those T joints, which I hate, like the old styled Mattel figures. I hate T jointed hips. They're not necessarily as bad, but you can see it's just real big chunks missing right there. Not a big fan of that. He has a little bit of swivel in there. Well, it's quite nice, not too bad. He does have double jointed knees. Can kick his own ass easily, as you can see. And no boot cut there, which would have been hidden very nicely. Don't know why they didn't add that boot cut there. Would have helped. He has ball jointed ankles, which are very flimsy, man. Makes them really hard to stand, especially with that heavy cape in the back. But he does hinge this much up, which is a decent amount. He can hinge all the way back. He does have ankle pivot, really good ankle pivot, and toe articulation. Now getting a closer look at some size comparisons. Here we have him next to his best buddy Batman. And backing up the camera a little bit, here we have Steppenwolf in the picture. And lastly, to round out this beautiful family unit out, here we have Darkseid. And these two right here, they were a pain in the butt to get to stand, man. Actually, I think Steppenwolf is holding up Superman right now. But yeah, these little tiny ankles are not holding up that big cape. Keeps wanting to throw him backwards, and it's just really annoying. Steppenwolf cannot stand with those tiny feet. But out of these four, ranking from top to bottom, I would say it's Batman, Steppenwolf, Superman, and then Darkseid. Batman, overall, great figure, great articulation. Just go look at my review on this guy. I praised him up and down. Steppenwolf is just great sculpting, great details, decent articulation. And then Superman, where he lacks is that the likeness is not there. Some of the articulation is not great. He cannot stand. His cape is super thick and heavy, and it just throws him backwards. But that detail on the suit and on the costume is really nice. I like the paint. I just wish that head sculpt was a lot better, man. And some god dang accessories. I wish he came with some accessories. He has one fist and one open palm hand. And that one open palm hand looks like a fat man's hand on a muscular man's body, which makes no sense. I wish if they would have just gave us two fists, that would have been perfect. I don't know why they gave us a fist and an open hand. What? And then that open hand can't even hold anything. Why? It's just sometimes McFarlane really baffles me, man. They give us, decent figures, great figures actually, with no accessories. And then they give us crappy figures with no accessories. They're all over the place, man. And they got, I know they're a brand new company. Well, not a brand new company, but they're brand new with this line with the DC license. but they got a long way to go, man. Very, very long way to go. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this Superman. I think this Batman blows him completely out the water, and it's not even close. It's not even close at all. It's just there's a lot of things wrong with this Superman that I don't like. I'm pretty sure that the variant, the black one, I think that one, the black suited Superman, I think that one's a general release if I'm not mistaken. This red one is a Target exclusive. It was a SDCC um, release, but since SDCC is not happening in person, it is online. This one is a Target exclusive. It became a Target exclusive. And then lastly, this Dark Side man, he just has a lot of things wrong with him as well. That bicep keeps popping off. He has no ankle pivot. That skirt piece in the back, I feel like will rip with any little movement. And he just has a lot of weird things going on with his articulation as well. But this Superman is a very close last place with this guy, man. It's a shame because Superman and Batman should have been the two best. You know, they are the two leaders of the Justice League, and yeah, man, very disappointed with the Superman. Very impressed with this Batman, though. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Batman fan, but yeah, man, this Superman was pretty disappointing. And here we have Superman on his stand that he did come with, and overall, man, this is a very disappointing toy. This was McFarlane Toys shot to kind of show and prove that they can, put out consistently good toys, but out of the wave, you get maybe one, two good toys. And I know I only reviewed 4 out of what I'm missing: Aquaman, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and The Flash. But just looking at those figures in hand, they didn't look too impressive as well. But this Superman, man, he should have been a lot better. He should have came with extra hands. He should have had a better head sculpt. I don't know what the hell that head sculpt that they gave us is. That's just awful, man. I will say that the texture and the paint on that suit do look really, really good, but just a lot of things stopping this figure from being great. Again, lack of accessories, articulation's kind of weird, and yeah, man, there's just a lot of things plaguing this figure from making it great. But enough of me crying about over this toy, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below if you are looking forward to getting this figure. If you are disappointed with this figure, as I am, let me know what you want to see me review next. And make sure you follow me on my Instagram at ScrewToys with a Z. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.